G'day everyone, and welcome to another Tempest video. So lots of good news out at the moment. A week or so ago we completed the cap raise that we were doing. In the video for that I foreshadowed that we'd be doing an entitlement offer or rights issue, and on Friday we just released the prospectus for that. And today we have another announcement out, and that's for some metallurgy at the Remorse deposit. And I'm sure you want to hear more about that, so let's get straight into it. From the top, we start with 4 dot points and a summary of the same information with a bit more wording. The headline story is that we've got one sample back from our metallurgy consultant's IMO, and that sample, it looks really good. In fact, at a fine grind, we have a 68, well, actually it's 68.89, so one could say it's pretty close to 69% iron, and that's in our hypothetical concentrate. That number's made everyone very happy, but it is only the first sample. Below that, we have a background of both the project and lots of references for those of you who are just still learning about Tempest. Similarly, on the next page, if we scroll down, we have a bit more info on what we've been up to, the sampling and the metallurgy testing itself. You can also check out my last video on this where I explain the metallurgical sampling we did, and you should be able to find that in the little card up in the corner. Before I move on, I will note a key point here, and that is in this line here where it says that we only have the results for one hole. So we don't want any speculation or interpretation, but everything in this sample is good, but it is only the first one, and we are very happy with it. Looking down a bit here, there's this picture. Some of you would have seen this before. It's a long section or a longitudinal projection of the Remorse deposit, and the big orange-red circles, that's where the composite samples were taken from, and that's where they were generated. The big red circle around that's the one that we are talking about here, sample number 1, and you can see it's taken from smack bang in the middle of the deposit, where we drilled the first couple holes. And that composite is composite sample number 01. On to the results themselves. We haven't dumped a ton of data into the page with the body of the announcement here. I mentioned in my last video actually that we're not really into that and we want to keep things pretty concise. But if you want to rabbit hole on that, if we scroll down here, you can check out all the detail there in the appendix. And if we go back up, but for those of you who just want to hear the high level story, the highlights are Composite 01 was itself a mix of 9 individual RC drill samples that averaged out at a grade of about 32.29, 32.3, which is pretty good to start off with. And we ground those samples at a variety of sizes, and as is almost always the case in mining, the finer the grind, the sample, the better the results you get. And in this case, that is the truth. It's the classic 25 micron is the size that we are picking for the highlight, and the Davis tube recovery analysis for that gave a theoretical grade of 68.8% iron that I talked about earlier. You can also see that the impurities are ridiculously low. That's as we expected actually, because our initial geochemistry that we did during the drilling, the assays, they all showed the same thing. As it says below here, we have more results due in the coming week or so, and then there's actually a batch that we're not expecting probably until June. We are full on into the planning of our next works, and I'll have some more news on that in due course, which I'm looking forward to sharing. Well, apart from the disclaimers and the appendices at the end, that's about it for this one. As always, I recommend you subscribe to the YouTube you're currently watching, visit the investor section of our website for more information, and now that we have some more regular news again, I look forward to speaking with you in upcoming videos. But until then,